I'm Trish. Welcome to Trish Italian Style. Ever have one of those cans of soups that you didn't know what to do with? And you weren't in the mood for soup, but you didn't want to throw it out. And you love how it tastes, but you didn't actually want to go through all the steps to actually make beef pot roast. I'm going to show you a simple trick on how to enjoy your beef pot roast, not in a soup, but in a tortilla. So what I'm doing is that I have taken most of the juice out of the soup. I'm putting it in my pot here. I'm letting this boil and letting it reduce. I'm not adding any seasoning to it. It's already salty enough, even though this one happens to be low sodium. Of course, if you want to add some salt, you can. You might want to just add some pepper. And again, peppers to taste. And I've added some olive oil spray, and I am cooking my fajita. Now, what I'd like to do, and you can do either or, is this has to reduce, and this has to get nice and crispy. Not super crispy, but crispy enough where we can roll it. And as you can see, as this starts to get puffy bubbles, this means that typically one side is done. So I have this on high heat. I'm going to spray a little bit because I want both sides to be nice and crispy. Again, I'm going to watch my soup. Just make it a spoon. I mean, you have like all of the vegetables and all the seasonings, and this smells so delicious. So this is a quick way to make a quick meal or a quick lunch, again, without having to make the potatoes, the carrots, the celery, and especially cook the beef. When these items go on sale, sometimes they're as low as like $2 each. So, being able to cut costs is also one of the things I like to do in this show. So we're gonna keep stirring this and let this pretty much reduce. I'm letting it reduce instead of just draining all the juice, because the juice has a lot of like flavoring to it. So I want all of the vegetables and the meat that's in here to kind of, come together. Okay, so this is getting puffy. This looks like it's done. So I'm going to lower my heat because I've got this on high and I don't want this to burn. So I'm just going to remove this from the heat. I'm going to get my cheese. And you can use any kind of cheese. I'm using cheddar because I like cheddar and potatoes. I think it's so delicious. So I'm going to put this back, layer this with some delicious cheese, and again, you can use any kind of cheese, whether it's shredded cheese or any kind of cheese, actually. I'm going to cover this for a minute so that the cheese melts. This looks like it's almost completely done being reduced. So I'm going to turn this off. And you see how quick this is? So you can see that it pretty much has all reduced, okay? And my vegetables are still, a good texture. I'm going to take this off the heat for a second. Cheddar cheese, this is a thick cheddar cheese. I got this at Costco, and it's an Adams Reserve. So they're pretty thick, and it's aged over 12 months. They're thick because they're deli-style cheese slices, so they're kind of made to be hearty, I would say. Okay, so you can see that my cheese is melting. I'm just going to give this another few seconds. Again, just got to watch the bottom. I'm going to turn the heat off completely and kind of just let this melt. And you can do this with a number of different kind of soups, okay? But you can't do it with like a pea soup or something. It has to be something where it has like texture, like even if it's like a chicken noodle, You certainly can still do it with a chicken noodle. Okay. My cheese is pretty much melted. I'm just going to remove this from here. This smells so delicious. And this is just such a great way to have soup. And look how crispy and crunchy this is. Kind of fold it. Can you hear how crispy that is? Look how delicious. Now, if you didn't want it this crispy and you wanted to roll it more, then obviously don't cook it as long. I like to have nice and crispy, and it kind of gives it a different texture. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the show, and I will see you on the next episode.